Good day, good morning, bonjour, salut, namaste, salam, alaikum, and all these things. Things do get boring when you're stuck in your room here. I'm trying to play a bit of indoor pickleball, which my wife doesn't like the sound of this. But hey, I'm dreading to have a game of pickleball. And seeing that I'm bored, I thought I'd do a little bit of a talk here stuck in my bedroom for you people. If I'm going to get bored, I'm going to bore you people with it. First of all, thank you all for all the good wishes you've put on the internet for me and the family and all the other people in Queensland. Now, the other thing I kept referring to the cyclone as Alfred, no, Albert, when it's meant to be Alfred, and I think some of you have corrected me on that. Well, thank you for that. There's a bit of dirt from my side. So while I was having conversation with some of you mentioned whether I was old enough to remember Cyclone Carol and Cyclone Alex. Well, I'm turning 70 in a few weeks' time, which I hope I'll be celebrating in Mauritius. Now, I vividly remember that cyclone as I think it was Louis Jean-Pierre and Claude Sapin, I think, mentioning it to me. As a matter of fact, I remember it so well, like it was yesterday. I remember through the eye of the cyclone of Carol, the local kid, I suppose he wasn't a kid then, he was a bit older. His father was the postmaster, and I still remember his name. His name was Vivian Vitry. And he decided to come when my dad, through the eye of the cyclone, had gone up on the roof and was putting a few nails into the corrugated sheet that started to lift. He came around all jovial and he said, "Look what I got all these mangoes that has fallen off the tree and there's other berries that he had." And he said, "You guys should just come out there. The sun was out. We should be celebrating." Well, I think it was probably 5 minutes after he said that, the cyclone came back with a vengeance. The poor kid was actually stuck with us. He stayed with us for another 2 days because he just couldn't get home. And there was also a few other, I suppose you call them refugees, staying with us. And I remember this Hindu bloke, he was there with his kids. And my mum being quite versatile, there was not much left to cook. She found some flour and a few bits of beef that I think she had there, poisson salé comme on dit. She then made a thing called lentilles dal pita, where she made some sort of a pasta cut in squares, boiled it, put the lentils in it, put the salted beef into it to add a little bit more taste to it. And I remember, unfortunately, that the bloke who was Hindu, he would not let his kids eat that because of his religion. After about 2 days of the kids not eating, Mum actually told him, "Look, you mightn't want to eat, but I'm going to force your kids to eat. It shouldn't be that they shouldn't be eating anything." And that's all we were eating for the next 3 days until the storm went about. So I certainly remember Cyclone Carol, Cyclone Alex, a little bit vague for me. But I do remember looking afterwards, where we lived in front of the ocean then, in front of this thing we used to call CIED, C-I-E-D I thought it was, but actually I think it was the English word for shed, being the train shed. And all the foam coming from the ocean from the big waves, and half of my board was probably demolished. We were one of those lucky ones. Anyway, I hope that this cyclone coming up to us is not going to be as devastating as Cyclone Carol. And I'm going to say goodbye to you guys and see you at the other side of the storm. And I'm going to get back to my little play of my pickleball to keep the boredom away. Thank you again, and I hope that man upstairs looks after us and it's not that bad. Over and out. See you guys.